So today we are going to talk about money, and this is my first ever video on this topic. So let's begin with this quote. What you do with your money is not based on how smart you are, but it has a deep connection with how you behave. There are two types of people we are surrounded with. The one who think they know more about the finance and the one who doesn't know anything about finance. Whatever category you fall into, I suggest you to read this book. And after reading this book, you will realize that you have a lot to learn. Finance is not about saving and investment. It is mainly about your psychology and your behavior. Hey everybody, this is Kiran Gaikwad and we are going to talk about our first book from the book club. So what we'll be doing in this book club is, in this book club, I will talk about one of my favorite books and what I have learned. So before we begin, I want to ask you that how many times you open a spreadsheet and draw a graph for your spendings and your investment, and you plan your spending and investment for a year and a month? We hardly do that, right? So I will share with you the 10 lessons that I learned from the book Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. So the first lesson is we all have unique experiences of investing. So what you do with your money is purely based on your past experiences. So for example, the way you spend your money and the way your parents, your wife, your colleagues and your friends spend money is completely different, and it depends on completely their own experiences. Because people from different generations, people from different parents, people raised by different parents who earn different incomes, held different values in the different part of the country or different part of the world, born into different economies, learn different lessons about the money, and we all have different opinions. The world is always changing and we see that, and if you rely on your experiences, means if you are making decisions, you are building your decision on the knowledge of different world. We all do crazy stuff with our money because we all are new to this game, and what looks crazy to you might make sense to me, but no one is crazy. Remember this, we make decisions based on our own experiences, and that seems to make sense to us in any given moment or at that moment. So if you are making any financial decisions, ask yourself whether your decision is based on your experiences or you really know the stuff, and then your next 10 or 20 years will be financially better than the previous. The lesson number 2 is nothing is as good or as bad as it seems. And this is very interesting. We always assume that 100% of outcomes are attributed to efforts and right decisions. But remember, every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual efforts. For example, Bill Gates had a competitive advantage over millions of other students because he attended one and only high school in the world that had a cash and foresight to buy computers. And I found the same reference to Bill Gates' success in book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And that's true. In finance, luck is as much a force as risk. Focus less on specific individuals and case studies and more on broad patterns. And remember, in finance, nothing is as good or as bad as it seems. So the lesson number 3 is enough. Not having enough will push you to the end of regret. And we always see that many people, celebrities, get involved in the crime because they do not have an idea or understanding about enough. And they do something silly and get trapped. If you earn 100 rupees from trading, you strive for little more, and then maybe 1,000, then maybe 10,000, and maybe 100,000, and still it will never be enough. There will be always someone who earn more money than you do, and you never stop comparing yourself with that person. Remember guys, earn money, strive for more, but do not even compare yourself with someone else. It gets dangerous when the taste of having more money, more power, more prestige increases ambitions faster than the satisfaction, and you will never have a satisfaction in your life. Even you will have all the money in the world. So guys, have a sense of enough. So the lesson number 4 is compound interest is a mighty force. The idea of compounding, first I learned from the book Compound Effect. The compound effect is the idea that small, seemingly insignificant action can lead to huge results over time. And over time is the key word here. For example, if you could have invested just $1,000 in Netflix in 2012, you would have earned more than $38,000 by now. The total return is more than 3,700%, and the compound annual growth is 45.35%. One of the best example in this case is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's net worth is 84.5 billion. Of that, 84.2 billion was accumulated after his 58th birthday. No one knew who is Warren Buffett until his 65th birthday. When you invest You must let your money compound naturally and stay out of its way. Number 5 is planning is essential, but the most important part of every plan is to plan on the plan, not going according to plan. The main problem that we all have is not that earning the money. The problem is keeping the money. You will always hear this expression, I don't know where it all goes. Getting money requires taking risk, being optimistic, putting yourself out there and do that work. But keeping money requires opposite of taking risk. It requires humility. It requires fear that whatever that you have made and earned can be taken away from you. It requires frugality. So when you will make your financial plans and hope for the best, but prepare for the worst and always leave room for errors, because you never know when your plan might crash. So the lesson number 6 is you can be wrong half of the time but still make a fortune. In the business or investment, few events cause majority of outcomes. So let's take this example of Amazon. They experienced with a lot of things. Many failed, but few tails succeeded, like Prime, web series and retail, and that made a huge impact on their business. So if you are investing, don't just depend on one. Study and invest in many in small portions. So the lesson number 7 is freedom. I always hear from my friends and other people that they are earning good, but the only problem they have is they feel that they do not have a freedom. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say that I will do whatever I want today. We have always been told to save money, but why it is so important? Because the money that you save and invest will help you to buy your time in the future. Being able to wake up one morning and change what you are doing on your own terms whenever you are ready seems like godfather of all financial goals. Independence doesn't mean that you will stop working. It means you will only do the work that you like, with the people that you like, and at the times that you want, as long as you want. Here for the first time I learned about the emergency fund, and I really wish somebody would have told me before I started working. But don't forget about this emergency fund, and thanks to Morgan Housel and in his book about the emergency fund. Lesson number 8 is stop judging people by their visible wealth. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. No one is impressed with your possessions as much as you are. When we see the person with the luxury car, we do not really value that person. We value cars. There is a difference. Rich is current income and wealth is income not spent. Wealth is invisible. Wealth is the money you are not spending. Wealth is not having expensive stuff and living with the Instagram world. Wealth is financial assets that haven't yet been converted into the stuff. Everyone can become rich by buying big houses, expensive cars, but not wealthy, because to become wealthy, you have to save, and that's our next lesson. The lesson number 9 is save money. No matter how much income or investment return that you get, there is no other way to become wealthy if you are not saving, and to stop showing off people. Saving can be created by spending less. You can spend less if you desire less, and you will desire less if you care less about what others think of you. You don't need specific reason to save. You can save just for saving's sake, and indeed you should. Don't spend more than 70%. Save. Lesson number 10 is nothing is free. Netflix stocks returned more than 35,000% from 2002 to 2018, but traded below its previous all-time high on 94% of the days. And that's the fee you pay and wait. Market returns are never free. It comes with the cost of volatility. If you consider volatility as a fee you pay, you will see the magic of compounding. However, if you consider the fee as a fine, you will never enjoy that magic. After all, it's your life, your money. So guys, these are the 10 lessons I learned from this book. This book inspired me to save more and invest more. And I also learned to keep my investment for the long term so that I can let that compounding do its magic. Let me know in the comment box about this video and comment which lesson you are going to follow in your life. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching this video, and if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button and subscribe to Top 5% Club. Until next time my friends, start today for better tomorrow and take action now and be legendary.